Street photography for me is also a lot about challenging your inner child again.
Okay.
You know, being curious. This is so important. If you're not curious about the world, you probably won't look at your surroundings. I think I want to explore the space.
Sure.
I've never been here before, so if I'm new to a place, I try to first scan the environment, see what it has to offer.
Maybe while you're scanning the place, maybe what we should or could do is introduce yourself.
Bonjour, everyone. Samuel Lintaro, my name. Half German, half Japanese. I was born in Japan, but I grew up in Germany, in Hamburg. And yeah, my whole life I spent in Germany. I'm doing street photography since my childhood. I don't remember actually when I picked up a camera, but I'm doing a lot of street photography as well. Started around 2010 or 13. I'm still doing it. I'm loving it. And yeah, I have a YouTube channel. I do a lot of work for Rico. Oh wait, product placement. So yeah, photography is basically what I do. I started street photography in Paris, by the way.
Really? Okay.
Yes, I traveled to Paris in my early 20s just because I liked the city. And then, of course, I knew already about, you know, Cartier-Bresson and Roberto Arnault. So whenever I come here, I'm feeling photography.
How could you describe your street photography?
So my photography is definitely 99% candid.
Okay.
I like to observe. I would say what I'm interested in is the human experience in an urban landscape. But it doesn't need to be in a city. I live in the countryside as well. And for me, everything that is about our experience here on Earth, that's what I'm interested in. I use my camera to learn more about the world. So without a camera, I'm a shy person.
Okay.
I don't talk to strangers that much. Well, it got better because of photography. But with a camera, I'm suddenly, you know, all the doors are open, I feel like. And yeah, I really enjoy street photography because it connects me with my environment. I try to not talk. I'm just here, take a photo and move on, but I'm also not hiding.
Okay.
So yeah, if we go here and then I want to take a photo of someone on the bench, maybe I have to say, you know, it's a cute dog or something like that, so that they look down. Because I know when someone is feeling uncomfortable, then I don't want to stress it, because I know at the end it will also show in the image. If someone is like this, and that's not what I want. Also, it takes a lot for me to find something really interesting.
Okay. How do you get in the zone?
If I'm at a new place, like now, I don't know what is going to happen. So that makes me excited. Okay. I don't need any motivation. I'm already very happy to be here. Yeah, because I see something new. If I'm in a familiar place, then and I have no idea about something exciting might happen. To be honest, recently I started listening to music. Okay. If I just want to get into the zone, that helps, but I don't need to work hard to get into the zone. Okay. If I'm by myself. When I'm with other people, it might be more difficult to concentrate. But yeah, that's of course the first photo you have to take. Okay. It's easy. It's a low-hanging fruit. People don't look at you, so. But I think it's also important to warm up.
And how do you warm up?
If I see something mildly interesting, 5% interesting, I still take a photo. Okay. And with digital, why not? You know, I don't need to worry too
Yes,
much.
you can edit later on.
Yes, yes, yes.
You can choose if you keep or not the picture.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. The thing also what I like is when like tiny details are happening. Like right now, I just saw the dog like enjoying the breeze of the wind. It was a lovely moment, but as soon as I tried to take a photo, the moment was gone.
Also, you're that type of photographer, walking and spraying.
Not so much actually. Unless I want to have a dynamic image with movement.
Okay.
In the beginning, I used to like shoot and when people walking, and it's not so much nowadays, because nowadays I like maybe more boring images. I mean boring framing.
Okay.
But try to find little stories that you can see if you look a little longer, which is hard. This is very hard. If you walk in the city, you might catch one interesting expression or fashion, but then what else is in the frame that helps to tell a story? Not much usually. I don't know if this was on camera, but relationship between elements.
Okay.
All the people enjoying this view, all the dogs enjoying this view, you know? Already I'm thinking now, how can I use this? By itself, might not be that interesting for a viewer, but if we have another dog and then they're greeting each other, suddenly you have this comment about human society, dog society. You know, I think stuff like that is interesting.
You can wait a bit if you want.
I mean, this is like so easy, right? You can take your time to focus. It's more like a dog portrait now. But yeah, if I see potential, like this is a nice scene, and we could, if we have the time, we could stay here and wait.
I mean, we have the time you have. As I told you, you're the timekeeper.
Yeah, I know. If I really want something, I would say let's wait. And even if I wait for something to happen, I try to look also behind me and see if maybe I miss something else. Because someone in the distance might end up here, so I have to know that. Like this example now, right?
Oh, maybe something in
children are often more aware than adults about these little details. Like he saw the dog, he pays attention, but all the adults are not taking that much attention.
Oh, so they're playing together.
Yeah, someone with food here. But there needs to be some connection. If they're just standing, then you can still make a layered, interesting photo. But I want also a little bit more. But the longest I waited for a scene was almost 2 hours, 1.5, maybe a little over.
That's very long.
Yeah, it paid off, but I would not spend that much time unless I know, oh my God, this is, the best photo ever. So I want to, sometimes, I think, because I'm a father now, I have a 3-year-old son. What helps me is, because if we look at other photographers, we think so much about concepts and themes. And we want some images because we have them in our head. But sometimes I think about what would I like to show my son when he understands the world better.
Okay.
And then I think, hey, I'm in Paris. He was never in Paris before. If I would come back, what would I show him? And I think he would definitely prefer seeing dogs than people hanging out.
So that's your new purpose in life?
No, it's just, it helps me to change my perspective.
Okay.
Street photography for me is also a lot about challenging your inner child again. Being curious. This is so important. If you're not curious about the world, you probably won't look at your surroundings.
You just said that you need to challenge yourself. Do you do things like exercises?
Unless I have a project I want to do, then I might think about challenges or themes, but I think I'm more the type of street photographer who takes a lot of photos and later looks back and maybe finds a theme.
Okay.
I think I just work better that way. If I think too much about a theme or story, then maybe I'm not open enough.
Yeah, you might miss something else. This is when you're focusing on something, you might miss something that just passed by or is happening just next to you.
And a lot of great photo books happened because photographers looked back at the photos and they found somehow they took photos of, I don't know, trash cans maybe a lot. And then they connected to a childhood trauma. I'm just trying to give an example.
Okay.
And photography teaches you so much. If you look at your images, you can learn a lot from that. So I'm definitely not as aggressive, for example, as I used to be in my early 20s.
Okay.
But it's okay. Maybe it's a sign of growth, I don't know. I hope. Yeah. So back to your question. I started street photography with the Ricoh GR. So nowadays I use the GR3 and X, but I started with the older model. And my second camera for street photography is I have a bunch of Nikon cameras.
Okay.
This time actually, usually I shoot 28 on full frame and 40 millimeter with APS-C, with GR. This time I switched it. So I came here to Paris with a 28 millimeter.
Okay,
Ricoh.
that's the
Ricoh
street edition.
Street edition, yeah. And this time I brought a 40 millimeter manifocus lens on my Nikon Z7. But this is not a lens I often use for street photography. It's more a specialty lens.
Okay.
It's lots of character. And I chose this one for this trip because I thought, hey, I'm in Paris and it's probably going to be not great weather because it's winter. But maybe, you know, some bokeh in the background and it's something different. I don't do this often, but it's a nice magical lens. But yeah, usually I use two cameras all the time.
And what is your favorite focal length?
28 and 40, always.
Okay, why?
Yeah, why?
You have to explain yourself now.
I mean, 28 is great if you're in a crowded environment. Obviously, it's wide. And 28 is also not too wide that the image distorts. It still looks very natural. And I feel like for me, my eyes see in 28 and 40.
Okay.
And I will explain it because our view is widescreen. Yeah. People say, you know, the human eye looks like has a vision of 43 millimeter or 50. Yeah, if you put a frame in front of your eyes, yes. But my eyes see in widescreen. Yeah. So I feel like with the 28, it feels like how I saw the entire scene. Okay. But with 40, I can crop into this scene. But it still looks like how I saw it.
You know? You can isolate.
Yeah, still isolate, but it's not isolating like a 50 millimeter does, which to me is more like pointing a finger to something. It's like, look at this flower, look at this stalk, look at this. But with a 40, it's 10 millimeter wider, and that's actually a lot. So it feels like a 35, but a little tighter. So it just comes back to wanting to get the most natural images that I can do, because I don't like to use super wide angle or telephoto. I mean, telephoto can be very interesting, but most of the times I can go close enough with these cameras. Yeah. Also, I choose my camera gear also based on this situation. Okay. Because that's why I always have two. Because with this, I look like a tourist. Yes. Yeah. With this, I could be a professional, maybe, or someone who knows what they're doing. Yeah. If I want to take a portrait of someone, they might be more willing if I use this camera, because it looks professional. Yes. And maybe the images will look professional. If I ask for a portrait with this camera, then it's almost like can I take a photo with my phone? Then there's like, why? The way I shoot with the Ricoh is like very flexible, fluid. I'm not so worried about composition. With bigger cameras, I tend to focus more on composition. But because this only has a screen, if I take photos of something, everyone behind me can exactly see what I'm doing, right? And I come from Germany, and in Germany, if someone sees you doing something that might be wrong, even though it might not be, they would make sure that you will get exposed. Okay. Germans are like that, unfortunately. Not all of them, of course. But that's why with my Ricoh, I have to sometimes hide my screen a little bit to be more inconspicuous. Okay. But that's when this can help, because you can use the finder and no one knows exactly, you know. Usually I shoot the 28, so when I'm doing this, you're still in the frame, but you might not know. Yeah. So it's all you have to use the system how it benefits you. Yeah. It's so unfair that you do street photography here in Paris, because the background is always pretty.
Well, and some of my friends and I, maybe we're spoiled brats because we're always saying, wow, Paris, you know, there's not much to photograph, but I know that deep dive. There is many things, but... And maybe I would say the same about Germany. I've never been to Germany to photograph, but...
Yeah, that's a good point. I think everyone gets bored from their city at one point. You've seen all, you think you've seen all, and it's familiar. What helps me is when I have friends visiting my city, then they haven't seen it, I show it to them, suddenly they're like, wow, this is amazing, and then because they are excited, I get a new appreciation, you know, for the space, for the place. That always happens. I do teach workshops in Hamburg. Okay. Only in my city, only in Hamburg. But most of the people who do these workshops are people who are traveling and want to have a street photography experience in Hamburg. They're not living in the city. And every time I'm out with them, suddenly I'm so excited to show the city to them, because I know it will be new for them.
I am convinced that everywhere you go, there is street photography to make. Yeah. And your brain and your eyes are the limit.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, let me get up the pump. Easily.
No, you know, sometimes the eyes cannot see what the camera could see. So it's good to just look through the camera how something could look like, right? No, it's not working quite. I thought maybe I could use maybe the reflection and what's inside, but it doesn't quite align. Oh yeah, that's beautiful here.
Have you released? Nice books in this old bookshop. Have you released a book already?
No, I mean I released one zine, or we called it a book, but it's actually a zine. No, I haven't. I'm actually working on one that I don't know how to finish, but that's definitely on my list. Okay. That's of course for most photographers that's the goal. To have books. I also like the idea of closing a chapter, you know, and then trying something new. But I'm not there yet, unfortunately. I just overheard someone was speaking in German, and she was saying like, it's boring here. After we talked about how beautiful this is. That's why I was like listening and smiling a little bit, and she looked at me like, maybe he's German. This is nice with the lights. Yeah, and take a look. Take a look at the ceiling. What? That's so cool. But you can probably.
It's just a mirror, basically.
It's a mirror.
Yeah, huge mirror.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's confusing. It could also look like it's upside down.
Yeah.
If you turn it around, it looks normal. It looks like looking down.
Yeah.
Always time for a mirror selfie. No, it doesn't work. Probably not the first one to do this. There's like a mirror here and a mirror here, and then you have endless reflections. Maybe I will wait a little and we can talk while waiting. Influences.
Could you cite a few photographers?
Yes, Daido Moriyama for sure.
Sure.
When I first got a Ricoh GR, I was not too familiar with him. But I found out that he was known for being associated with Ricoh somehow. He was using compact cameras, not only the GR. But there was a different photography I've never seen before, so it helped me definitely be a little bit more rock and roll or loose. Definitely like Sebastião Salgado. It's more documentary photography, but a lot of black and white photographers actually. Trent Park is of course extremely inspiring.
Could you?
Yeah.
Do you have any German photographers that had influenced you?
He's a friend now, or a colleague, I would say, the Siegfried Hansen. When I first discovered what street photography is, I was already doing it kind of. Is when I discovered a news article or a blog article online with the title "Humor on the Street" or "The Life has lots of humorous moments," something like that. And then was images from Matt Stewart and Siegfried Hansen.
Okay.
And it was for me so interesting to see this, because I couldn't believe that this is real. Did this really happen? That cannot be real. But when I read, it's all unstaged, it's candid, then I was blown away by that. Then I looked up Siegfried Hansen and I found out he is from Hamburg.
Okay.
Like, oh, okay.
So there was a neighbor basically.
Yeah, and eventually a few years later, I met him at exhibitions. I had a friend who was also a friend with him, and we came in contact. And you see him also on at the fish market a lot. And since then we have also worked together quite a lot.
You're talking a lot about that fish market.
Yes, it's one of Hamburg's well-known places.
Okay.
To not only do photography, but it's very interesting to go there. It's on a Sunday morning it happens very early, and you have mix of families who go there with their kids, people who partied all night. They're still a little drunk. They want to go to the fish market to have a coffee or breakfast, and then they go home. It's a crazy mix of people in one place. I like to do a lot of street photography there.
So you were talking about German photographer. Do you have any other names you could or people you could talk about?
Orietta Gerardine, I don't know if you know her. She's also a fellow GR ambassador. Another amazing photographer, because she has a very good sensitivity for light and details, and I also like her personality, and she's a cool person. So it's not so much the work that inspired me, but it's also the character of someone. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. There are so many. A lot of my friends also inspire me, and I could name a bunch of photographers, but it would not end quick.
The idea behind that is to make people discover photographers. So if you wanna name.
Okay, sure. Let's share the love. Yeah, definitely. I have friends in Japan. Ulysses Aoki,
Okay.
he does amazing work. That's a little more fine art and abstract. Really respect what he's doing. My friend Alex Munoz in Fukuoka, he does lots of street portraits. My friend Lukasz Palka, he's also someone who documents Tokyo a lot. The photography is more modern, urban also.
Is channel I Explore?
I Explore,
Okay,
yes. David Schokobin, a friend of mine
Okay.
from Düsseldorf. I don't know. In the US, of course, there are a lot of people. I like Andre Wagner's work.
Okay.
I just love like black and white documentary style street photography, like candid, raw. That's just what I like.
Okay.
And he does it so well. Okay, I just got exactly what I was looking for. It's not maybe not the right subject. I don't know.
Then let's wait a few minutes
because the longer you stay at the place, right, the more you can see the details that are happening. And whenever there's a mirror, people would like look at themselves. Right? It's just, I do it too. I'm like, is my beanie correctly? Is my hair looking?
And the thing is, as you arrive before the people, they're not bothering. I mean, they're not looking at you. They're not noticing you at all.
Yeah, this is this tiny moment where they focus on themselves.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny to see that. Like, even now, this one guy also did it. They look at the mirror, and I think I'm getting these photos right now. So this could be a project for this afternoon to stay here. Obviously, we will not do this, but if I would live here, I would probably hang out here maybe. So maybe I wait a few more and then see what happens with this.
Maybe kids. Oh.
Then it's also about the height, Now I'm shooting low. It was too low. She was not visible. If I would have been up, then maybe, yeah. But here, just look at the crop.
Wow.
Just look at the crop, Now I go to the, show you the previous one. But see, this is like these moments.
Okay.
They're all looking at themselves, right?
So you gave us a few tips earlier in the video. But if there is one tip, the one and only, what would it be?
For someone starting out, best advice would be to take a lot of pictures and do it regularly.
Okay.
And the best practice is to do it a lot, because then you get more comfortable. And even though you can watch like videos or about 10 tips for street photography, I also did one video like that, which can help, but nothing prepares you for the experience. You can read as much as you want about it, but for most things in life you have to do it. And then you learn from it. Because everyone does it differently.
Yeah.
If I tell you to do it how I do it, might not work for you.
You have to find, people have to find their way.
Yeah. Because some people don't enjoy it, then don't do it. You should enjoy it, otherwise.
And if you had a second advice,
how many more do you want?
I told you might have a second
I
shot.
have 4 more, and then you have to pay, no? And maybe know why you're doing it.
Okay.
Don't do it because you think someone else will like it. Do it because you have something that you want. Know why you are doing it, basically. So if someone asks you, what are you doing, or why are you doing this, then you should have an answer for that.
Okay.
If you say, I don't know, I want to have a cool photo for Instagram and get likes, that's not very good motivation. So.
Do you have a set of answers you've prepared? If people are asking you
A set of answers?
Yeah.
I mean, it depends again on the scene. I make it, my answer, I try to make it fit the situation.
Yeah.
So here, for example, I can tell people like, I'm interested in the reflection
Okay.
and how people are like looking at themselves. and then I could say, because we all, we look at ourselves, and this could be a commentary about society, this and that, and just make it a little complicated. Maybe they're like, oh, okay, I don't get it, but okay. If I say, yeah, because I like how it looks, and okay, but what are you going to do with it? But if they see that I take it seriously, I think about it, and I have a vision, most people will be fine with it. I don't know. And for example, if someone takes a photo of me,
yes,
I'm not too worried. If I see someone has a camera and he's a photographer, he has probably no bad intentions. But if someone would come up to me and be like this, I would be like, yo, because I'm a street photographer, I might know why he did it.
And this, I think that this is hurting a lot. It's giving us a bad reputation.
Yeah.
Those people acting like they're ninjas and or they're stealing something.
I also do sometimes, I take a photo quickly like this.
Yes.
And I might move on. But if someone says, whoa, wait, then I would be like reacting like, oh yeah, of course, what do you want to know? If I'd be like, no, if I would lie, that's the worst, don't lie. So you have to be just 100% comfortable and okay with it.
Okay.
So many things. That's beautiful. This is for dogs. Scanning. Oh, that was nice. They're taking the hat off at the same time. The pose. I know why he's doing it, because it's easier to hold it.
Yeah. The baby might be heavy.
Yeah.
How long are you taking pictures or watching videos or reading books about street photography?
Actually, I'm not always consumed by photography.
Okay.
I think if you only look at photography and watch photography videos and movies, I think it's too one-sided. I have many other interests, so I think photography is very important, but I'm already doing it, so I don't need to always see other photographies.
And so, if we're only talking about taking pictures,
at the moment, it used to be like 4 or 5 times a week, but nowadays, because I'm not by myself,
okay,
I mean, I have to pick up my son from the kindergarten.
okay,
So during the week, I work only afternoons at home. I have 1 day in a week.
okay.
Yeah. Saturday or Sunday, I go out. Oh. Shit. You might not see it in the video, but I'm also looking at the dog in the background.
Oh, okay.
But now he's a little bit too far away. But there's one shot I unfortunately missed when I was in New York for the first time. Matt Stewart has a great photo of a guy that has a dog on his leash. The dog is like on the ground, and the owner's looking at the dog like, come on, we want to move on. No, but in New York, yeah, I missed a great moment. Like 2 dogs would jump at each other, like aggressively, and I was standing perfectly in front of it. But it happened so fast. But since then, I'm imagining how it would look in a photograph, because there was one like almost like a pit bull looking dog, like really like and they were both in the air but caught by the leash.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't seen a photo like this before. So
ever since you're looking for to reproduce,
maybe, yeah. It's always the ones you don't get that haunt you, that more dogs.
Yes, well, and there is a lot of dogs around here and nice dogs. Good-looking dogs.
Yeah. The dogs are always fighting against the...
Some bread on the ground, maybe.
See, if I would live here, maybe I would bring some bread. And then like, oh, dogs.
Nice. Yeah, to capture all the dogs in this area.
You could see something, a nice bench, and maybe I want a dog here, so throw a little bread and wait. I've never really taken photos here. Maybe can we go and...
Sure.
Yeah. But I told you before we started filming this place,
yes,
I have seen so many
pictures,
photographs from this place that I'm a little intimidated to try my own version. So all I have to do is find a place with a good background.
Yep.
And then we are ready. I have to take it one step at a time.
So you're walking the scene.
I'm working the scene. See what's happening here. Okay, now I jinxed it. You know the saying? If you say something and it doesn't happen because you said it?
It will, don't worry. It's gonna happen again.
Yeah, maybe I move on because there's more going on here.
Wow.
So I think it cannot get any more obvious than this. I don't know if I have seen a lot of photos from this point of view.
No. See, maybe that's your catch.
Maybe that's my way of doing something a little different. Yeah. They're doing a whole family thing. Oh, this is amazing. That's crazy. I think today I'm very lucky because today I start something and then something better happens that I've seen that I did not see before.
Maybe you could wish for us to gather $1 million in the day.
Yeah. The difficult thing is to get order, right? Order in this chaos. And the background here, the family with the poses, that was my main target.
Yeah.
And then I saw the hands on the pillow as, another element. Did someone throw a teddy bear? Did you see it?
Yeah.
I think I got it. I got it in the frame. I didn't even see that. What the F is going on? Yeah, now everyone wants to claim a pillow.
Yeah.
But again, I was here first. No.
And sometimes it's like rush hour here.
That could be something to look for. People helping each other up.
Yeah. What do you consider to be a nice street photographist? Could you describe one of your favorite pictures?
I'm self-critical, so even though I like a photo, I can always see how I could make it better.
Okay.
But
do you have any? You have favorite pictures?
I mean, I have photos that work for me, and I can tell you why.
Okay.
Images that they have some kind of flow, and they make me forget that someone is behind the camera taking a photo. It's what I said in the beginning. You have to always be curious and think like a child, right? If you think in concepts, and this is a little criticism I would give people who start out and only consume street photography on social media.
Okay.
You will see like trends, right? You do the same. It's good for learning, but eventually you have to try to break out of it.
Okay.
And I think good photographs, they don't feel like someone was thinking about this, a concept or something. It was more a gut reaction. And so this is one layer. If you can make a photo that makes you forget that someone tried to make a good photo. It is a good photo, but you cannot quite say why, because the photographer was maybe the right time at the right spot. and the second layer is if there's a little bit of luck or a chance involved. There was the moment that someone threw a teddy bear.
Yeah.
I did not see that before, but it's just a little accident that you can find that makes the photo more interesting. Yeah, a photograph has to make me feel something, and it has to be more than just, oh, I can see why you took this photo, how you took this photo, and then it's done. So good photographs, they want you to look at them longer.
Okay. And I like to ask a last question to the people in front of the camera.
Yeah.
That is there a street photographer you know in Paris that would be interesting to shoot in that kind of videos?
Yes, for sure. But only because I find the idea interesting. I haven't seen her work, and she is works for a train station, and she uses her camera to document her work life, but also taking candid photos of passengers. And I would love to see how that looks like.
Thank you for the name, and thank you for this lovely moment we shared.
Yes, it was fun. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was very fun.
Yeah, I hope French people don't mind reading the subtitles.
Well, see then. Thank you.
Okay. Au revoir.